Julian ES. Today I'm gonna tell you a story about a princess who never smiled. Once upon a time, there was a princess who never smiled. Throughout her life, she did not even smile. Her father loved her very much and felt very sad to see her like this. He made the announcement that whoever made the princess laugh would marry her. Soon, the palace was filled with clowns, jugglers, and many other performers. They tried a lot, but none of them could make the princess smile ever. Near the palace lived a man named Jack. Though he was a bit clumsy, he was very poor and lived with his mother. One day, Jack's mother told him to go and look for some work. He managed to get a job as a helper in an ivory that was near the palace. After the first day of work, the owner of the ivory gave Jack a dozen eggs as his wage. He carried the eggs on his arms. Jack was so thrilled that he went home running happily to tell his mother. Unfortunately, in front of the palace, his foot slipped and fell on the ground. All the eggs broke. The princess who was standing at the window of the palace saw everything but didn't even smile. When Jack reached home, his mother told him, "You foolish boy, you should have kept the eggs in your hat. Then they wouldn't have broken." "Next time, I'll do that, mother," Jack promised. The next day, after toiling throughout the day, Jack was given a piglet as his wage for the day. Recalling his mother's words, he put the piglet in his hat. But as soon as he reached in front of the palace, the piglet wiggled his way out of the hat and escaped. Jack ran after him with all his might. He fell into a puddle of mud and was covered with mud from head to toe. This time, the princess was standing at the balcony of the palace and watched Jack again. She did not smile. As he went home with the mud dripping from his clothes, his mother scolded him and said, "Oh, Jack, what should I do with you? Why didn't you tie a rope to the..." "I will do that next time, mother." The next day, Jack worked even harder. This time, the owner gave him a very big fish to take home for dinner. Just as he promised, Jack tied a rope to the fish and pulled it along the road to his home. The cats of the town smelled the fish and came running. They started nibbling the fish and ate it all up. Jack did not even realize he was in a careful mood. He passed through the palace with only the spine of the fish tied to the rope. But again, the princess did not even smile. Jack went home. His mother was again upset and said to him, "Why didn't you carry the fish, foolish boy? Next time I will," Jack replied. The next day, Jack worked harder than ever before and the owner gave him a cow to take home. Remembering the promise that he made to his mother, Jack got under the cow, lifted her onto his shoulders and tried to carry her home. Now, this looked very funny. The princess who was looking at him started laughing loudly. She couldn't stop laughing. The king was delighted to see her daughter laughing. The king called Jack and his mother to the palace. There was a big banquet. Jack married the princess and lived in the palace with her. The princess always laughed with him and lived happily ever after.